Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We are continuing to provide opinions on documentation that was recently unsealed with redactions by the court in the matter styled as Idaho versus Kohberger. The document that I would like to call to your attention at this time was filed on the court docket on June 27th, 2025 by the Latah County Clerk of Court by and through the Deputy Clerk. We know that because of the stamp that appears in the upper right-hand corner of this documentation, and that's the date that you should be able to find this document if you look on the court docket now. This document that was previously under seal tells us several things, if we could speculate here. First, this was a return of non-service, meaning that the Latah County Sheriff's Department, who attempted to serve a subpoena of some kind upon the party named on this document, was unsuccessful in doing so. Let's see what this documentation tells us, if we could proffer further opinions. Well, first, the return of non-service was rendered by the Sheriff of Latah County, Richard Skiles. We see his name, and we see the fact that he is the Sheriff of Latah County and his address located at the top of this documentation. And then not found, return of service. Underneath that, we see the information telling us that this was a document relative to State of Idaho versus Brian C. Kohberger. And then further information telling us that the case was, at that time, proceeding in Latah County, and the case number. The papers that were attempted to be served was a subpoena. We see that here as well. And then the statement from the Latah County Sheriff confirming non-service reads as follows. I, Richard Skiles, Sheriff of Latah, state that the above described documents were delivered to me for service on the 25th day of June 2025. So if we could stop right here, and if I could proffer a comment, an opinion, speculate here. This is the date that the Sheriff of Latah County was requested to find the person named in the subpoena and serve it upon him. The 25th day of June 2025 is just days before the public first heard whispers about a potential plea deal between the state and the defense, which was surprising to many in the public, myself included, because throughout the more than 2.5 years that this case proceeded, first in Latah County and then upon change of venue in Latah County, both sides hotly contested so many issues in the case, and there wasn't a whisper that anything but a trial would occur. But we did learn that there was a plea deal. On July 2nd, 2025, Mr. Kohberger stood up in open court and changed his plea to guilty of all 5 of the charges that he was to stand trial on, commencing August of 2025. On that day, the jury trial was canceled. This is just days before the defense is asking the Latah County Sheriff to try to find this witness and serve him with a subpoena. Going back to this document, it further states, I hereby certify that after due search and diligent inquiry, I am at this time unable to serve the above described documents in the above described entitled matter upon, and here is the witness's name, Timothy A. DeWolf. And the reason that non-service occurred is stated in the next paragraph, ladies and gentlemen. As said persons cannot be found within the county of Latah, state of Idaho. And then in the next paragraph, comments. Original return of service filed to Ada County Court. Copy of return of service sent to attorney. Witness now lives. And then the information is redacted. Dated this 27th day of June, 2025. Richard Skiles, Sheriff. We see the name blank here as the serving officer because the individual could not be found, which is further confirmed even more by the not found stamp on the subpoena. So if I could provide further commentary, opinion, speculation, which is what this information appears to be telling us, is that the attorney who was attempting to have this witness served, Ann Taylor, lead counsel to Mr. Kohberger, believed that this person could be found in Latah County for whatever reason. Perhaps she determined that he lived in Latah County at one time. Perhaps he worked in Latah County at one time. Perhaps he attended the University of Idaho, which was located in Latah County in Moscow, where the tragic events happened on November 13th, 2022. We just don't know because that information is still under seal. But nonetheless, in the non-return of service here, the sheriff is confirming that diligent search was made. They diligently tried to locate this individual in Latah County, could not, and is now telling both counsel and is stating in documentation returned to the Ada County Court that this person now lives, blank, redacted. If we could further venture a guess, it apparently is not in Latah County, because if Mr. DeWolf lived in Latah County at the time that service was being attempted to be effectuated, he would have been served in Latah County. So it appears this witness, either according to the information under seal due to the redaction, lives elsewhere, not in Latah County, perhaps in another state. We provide our opinions, our commentary, our speculations, our thoughts pursuant to the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. If you have any thoughts, any opinions, any commentary that you would like to share with other members of the public, please do so here. And until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.